Tonight on WVUA News at 6, 4 Alabama football players have been arrested and are facing charges ranging from robbery to fraud. We have the latest on the investigation.
And a local pageant queen is facing criminal charges. Find out what she is accused of. And the rain has been on and off all day, so can we expect the same for tomorrow? We've got Alabama's home team forecast. WVUA News at 6 is next.
At Riverview Dental Designs, we've always been known as the cosmetic dental practice in Tuscaloosa, but we do much more than design beautiful smiles.
We deliver comprehensive dentistry for the whole family. We offer dentistry to keep smiles healthy and strong, from checkups and cleanings to crowns, bridges, and implants, and even relaxing sedation dentistry.
We invite you to visit for a dental exam and free smile evaluation.
Call Riverview Dental Designs today at 205-210-4505.
The scariest part of buying a used car is the unknowns. That's why Tuscaloosa Toyota goes the extra mile to make everybody's automotive buying experience the best possible. Every vehicle in our $3 million used car inventory is fully inspected. We back them with a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, competitive pricing, the highest standards of customer service, and an unbeatable warranty. Why would you buy a car anywhere else? Shop online at TuscaloosaToyota.com.
You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 6 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Philip Coleman, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Terry Brewer.
And I'm Philip Coleman. Lynn Brooks has the night off.
Up first tonight, the latest on a criminal investigation involving 4 Alabama football players.
WVUA Sports Director Gary Harris joins us now with the latest on the investigation.
Well, Lynn and Terry,
that's
Phillip,
okay.
used to Lynn being out here. I'm holding the deposition right here, and it does not paint a pretty picture for these 4 student athletes. Here's a look at the charges facing each one of these young men. The University of Alabama says Eddie Williams is charged with robbery and fraudulent use of a credit or debit card. Tyler Hayes and DJ Petway are each charged with robbery, and Brent Calloway is charged with fraudulent use of a credit or debit card as well. All 4 players were backups last season for Alabama, but highly recruited out of high school. Eddie Williams actually was redshirted as a freshman. It happened early on Monday morning when UA police got reports of 2 robberies on campus near Patey Hall and near the Mineral Industries building parking lot. Both victims reported they were beaten up and their belongings, including cash and an Apple laptop computer, were stolen. The deposition says one of the accused players used a UA Student Act card to buy snacks from a vending machine. Now here's what head football coach Nick Saban had to say about the charges in a statement released this afternoon. Quote, "The young men charged are indefinitely suspended as we continue to gather information and talk to the appropriate people. The university and football program have strict guidelines regarding issues of this magnitude. This behavior is unacceptable for any student athlete at the University of Alabama and not representative of our football program." UA Director of Athletics Mal Moore also released a statement on the arrest. Quote, "This is a very serious matter, and we are very disappointed in the actions that have resulted in the charges against these student athletes. In this type of situation, the athletics department works in conjunction with the university. We will have more to say at the appropriate time." Now, this is the second arrest for Eddie Williams this week. The first incident happened at the BP gas station on the Strip early Sunday morning. Tuscaloosa police say a clerk called police after Williams began acting threatening and erratic and saying he had something in the trunk of his vehicle after a dispute about paying for gas. Williams was later pulled over by police in a vehicle that he was a passenger in and charged with carrying a firearm without a permit. Now, if there is some good news for these 4 charged with these crimes, it's the fact that they're all under 21 years of age, so their lawyers most likely will certainly ask for youthful offender status. That's all for now. We'll continue to monitor this story and to have the latest. Terry and Phillip.
All right, thank you, Gary. Also on your crime watch, a local beauty queen is making news, but it's not for a pageant. Miss Alabama USA's Miss Tuscaloosa has been arrested. Police say 22-year-old Stormy Lane Henderson has been charged with leaving the scene of an accident with injuries. It happened back in November at 12th Street and 10th Avenue. Authorities say a vehicle hit 2 people and left the scene. Both victims were taken to DCH Regional Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver was identified and the case presented to a grand jury. They issued a warrant for Henderson, who was arrested on Monday. According to the Miss Alabama USA website, Henderson is the 2013 Miss Tuscaloosa USA. Well, the holiday of love is right around the corner, and some couples have been together a lot longer than most.
So what do they say is the key to a successful relationship? WVUA's Jennifer Edwards joins us now live in the studio with more. Hi, Jennifer.
Hey, Philip. Beverly and William Scroggins have been married for over 4 decades. And although they're both very happy, they'll be the first to tell you it hasn't always been a fairy tale.
And they said, why don't you give her a call? So I called her up, and we went out for our very first date. And I knew almost right out of the blocks this was the woman for me.
But William Scroggins says winning his wife Beverly over wasn't as easy as he thought it'd be.
It took her a little bit longer, but it finally happened. We were married in 1970.
I think what won me over was how much he really pursued me and seemed to want, to marry me. I'm glad I decided to marry him. It was a great move.
The Scroggins have 5 children and 14 grandchildren. And although they're very happy now, this hasn't always been the case.
We thought that, just really we would fall in love and we would live out a romantic life like in the movies, Well, it didn't work out that way. And so we struggled and really had a pretty rough going.
The Scroggins turned their struggles into their careers.
What we like to say is that our misery has become our ministry. And so as a result of our own need for marriage counseling, we're now both marriage counselors.
We've had a lot of ups and downs, but just perseverance and commitment, I think, is what I would say is one of the keys that has got us to a good place.
The Scroggins will be celebrating their 43rd wedding anniversary this year. When I asked them about the next 40 years, their reply was, bring it on. Philip?
Cookies, cakes, milkshakes. We asked you where you go to satisfy your sweet tooth. From your comments on our Facebook page, one place stood out with the most suggestions.
And here's one comment. Mary's Cakes and Pastries in Northport is fantastic. Everything is delicious. Cookies are to die for. End of quote. WVUA reporter Mary Beth Harrison takes you there for this week's Tastes of the Town.
Hidden in an alley in downtown Northport is Mary's Cakes and Pastries. For owner Mary Caesar, baking has always been a way of life.
I come from a large family. I've got 4 brothers and sisters, and we always cooked. And some of my fondest memories as a child were making Christmas cookies until 2 o'clock in the morning.
That love of baking drove Mary Caesar to leave the business world and go back to culinary school.
Turning point in my life was, when your friends, you start to lose friends, and you realize that they didn't get a chance to do the things that they wanted to do. You only live once, and you never really know how long that once is going to be.
But chasing her dream hasn't always been perfect.
My dad always describes me as someone who, jumps in first and reads the directions later. I've made my share of flat cakes. I've messed up apple pies. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the things that I've messed up in my life from a baking perspective at least. But it's always been fun, and I finally got an opportunity to do it for a living and to do something that I really love.
According to Caesar, Mary's Cakes and Pastries is just one of many special places in downtown Northport.
They're all independent. They're all run by the person who owns them for the most part. It's just a very satisfying, sort of feeling to know that you're doing something that's not going, it wasn't sourced in China, that, you can call and get a real person on the other end of the phone. It's just something that will probably one day be mostly gone.
Caesar has one piece of advice that puts the icing on the cake.
Follow your dreams. Everybody has to decide for themselves, you've got a passion, and when your passion and your business and your job can be the same thing, then you're really, really lucky.
Reporting in downtown Northport, Mary Beth Harrison, WVUA News.
Next week's Taste of the Town will be the best breakfast spots around West Alabama, and we want to hear from you on where we should go. All you have to do is go to the WVUA Facebook page, comment on this week's Taste of the Town post. Watch next week to see if we head to your favorite spot.